Alright guys, I think I'm just going to go ahead and end this video here. I think I'll let this dry for maybe another hour, and then I'll wipe it down one more time, make sure there's no dust on it, and then give it one more coat of paint, just to kind of even it out a little bit more, and then I'll probably just put it away somewhere. And just wait till I get, it gets warm enough to put white paint on it. That's got to be, should be in the 70s. Make sure it cures good and everything. So, okay, do me a favor before we go. Please hit that subscribe button. I really would like to keep working on this channel and, getting it better and stuff. But I really need you guys to subscribe. The guys that aren't, there's 85% of the people that click on the video aren't subscribers. Subscribe and hit that like button. The only way I'm going to get YouTube to promote my videos at all is if I get a lot of likes on the video. They'll keep it up there so other people get to see it. Otherwise, you have to hunt for it, and people that don't know me or don't know my channel or don't really know anything about, the car or anything, aren't going to be hunting for it. They're just going to have to stumble across it, and if YouTube's not promoting it, they're not going to stumble across it because it ain't there. So just do that for me if you would. That's all I'm asking. Subscribe and like. Those two things, and I would really help the channel, and I will get back to you soon, hopefully. I gotta get a throttle linkage for that car. I can't test drive it until I get a throttle thing figured out. So anyways, I'm gonna let y'all go, and thanks for watching, guys. Okay, it looks pretty good already. You can see that dent. I'm gonna fix that. Can you see them holes? Where's the hole? There it is. And I don't think you can see that dent. I'm not going to fix that. And that little dent I will fix. I'll put some spot putty in, and there's that other little thing. But I think that was it. Oh, this little tiny, where is it? Right there. You probably can't see it on the camera. There's a little thing there. But this already looks good. Nice. I'll just leave it sit for a little bit longer, and I'll shoot it one more time. So that looks good. Okay, fellas, I don't know if you can see that very well. All right, there it is. You see that shift assembly there I had to make? I had to screw around with that son of a bee for weeks trying to get something to work. This is, I think I've told this many times before, but this is a 64 engine, so it takes its own transmission. They both have to be 64s, even though it's a C4 289, they are different. 64 to 65 was the transition year, and the other C4 transmissions, that one doesn't fit with the 64 motor. So the shift linkage didn't fit. I've had guys telling me that they're the same. Well, they're not. Here's the linkage right here on this one. You can see it. The one down on the other transmission, the one that's down there, is completely different than this. So the rod, which I had, the original rod, it doesn't fit. It doesn't reach down there. So I tried making a rod out of all thread. That's what that all thread is. It's down there. I tried to make it, and it didn't work. It wouldn't push the original lever down. It was binding it. Even with the bend, I bent it the same as the other one. I just made it longer. It didn't work. So I bought one of them kits. That didn't work. I didn't want to take that lever off that transmission because these things are pressed on. or not. I don't know if they're pressed on or if they're glued, soldered. I don't know what they are, but you can see once you pull it off, yeah, it don't shift anymore. So I was scared to death to take that one off and then have 2 transmissions I couldn't use. Well, I was able to use the lever that they sent in the kit and those 2 ends that you see there, and then use the piece of all thread that I had bent and got all that hooked up together, and the transmission shifts just fine now. And I actually tested it the other day. I started it up and put it in drive in reverse, and it shifted into both gears fine stuff. So, but now what's wrong is the neutral safety switch, that piece that fits down there on that lever, it doesn't go on with that arm on there. So I'm going to have to go back down in there and take that arm back off. Now that I know it'll work, I'm not too worried about it. I will pry off that shift linkage lever that's down there. Hopefully I can push that the new lever, shift lever, far enough in where I can get the neutral safety switch to bolt back up. It won't go on right now. I've already tried. So I can't start the car in the car because the thing's not hooked up. I don't know if I unhooked it from the harness up there, if it would work and just start in any gear, but I don't know. I'll figure it out. Now that I know that it works, I'll take that lever off and I'll get something figured out. And another thing I got, I'm asking you guys' opinions. I want you to let me know in the comments what you think of this idea. It seems how I've blacked out the front end of this car here like this, which I like. I really like it a lot, so I'm going to leave it, but I got a question here on the back. You see those trim pieces there on the back? I kind of had the idea the other day that I wonder if those would look good if I painted them in black, and then also did the ring on the taillights, not the center part where the backup light is, but the ring around it, and do that in the black, you know, because I'm going to be using this black bumper on it, and do that. I can't decide if I should try that or not. I could do it, and then if I don't like it, I could always just polish off that black paint, and it'd be easy to get the paint back off. I'd polish it back up. But, you know, let me know what you guys think. I don't know. That's just it. And then if anybody's got a freaking trunk lock, this part, the chrome part, I don't care about a key. I just need that chrome part that goes in there. The one that was on this trunk is broken. And I can't find one. And then the other thing I'm thinking about doing on this car, let me know what you think of this idea too, is spraying the roof black. I was thinking about taking it in to one of them places where they put that wrap stuff on, and have them do a vinyl kind of like top on this. I don't know, or just spray it black. I know you can get a vinyl spray-on stuff that I've seen guys use, but it looked like it was a lot of work, and I'm not sure I want to do that. I was just thinking of painting it the satin black to match the other black, and see how I like that. And you know, I don't know, just stuff. And I'm gonna, that hood over there on the bench, I'm just gonna paint it like that. I'm not even going to put the heat insulation on these or not. They look fine. Oh, well, this one's all dirty and shit, but where it's parked here, it's just going to get dirty. Well, anyways, let's get back over to the other product. Okay, guys. It's pretty warm. I got it nice and clean. Wiped it down good with alcohol. Just wiped it down again. It's been sitting out here in the sun. It's 47 degrees on my thermometer, so with the sun shining down on this metal, I'm sure it's at least in the 50s, and for this stuff, that's good enough. they tell you, I don't know, 70 or something, but you know, you just spray it whenever you want. It don't matter. I'm gonna put a couple coats on, and then, like I said, I'll leave it sit. It's supposed to be nice tomorrow too. Maybe I'll put a couple coats on today, and then maybe sand it a little bit tomorrow. Shoot it one more time, and then just put it away until I get ready to, you know, paint the white paint on it. I gotta flip it over, paint the underneath side. So I'm just gonna paint that black, and it's already painted black, so I just have to clean it and just shoot over it. So, well, let's get cracking here. It's kind of hard to paint with one finger. Those cans of this Rust-Oleum that they got the turbo cans, and they got the dial thing on them. Don't buy those things. Those things are freaking shit. All they do is leak and drip and go all over. They clog up. They don't work. I've tried using those a bunch of times. Just the regular old spray thing is the best. Good thing about doing this time of year, there's a little bit of a breeze, just enough to kind of sort of keep the overspray away, which is, I don't know, kind of good, I suppose. But there's no dust. I don't know if I showed anybody on a video the new bumpers I got. I know I posted a bunch of stuff on Facebook on the Fairlane forums with the bumpers and stuff and the parts I got. I did that video, the last one, with, you know, selling some of that stuff, but shoot, just got to scratch it. There, oh, scratch is gone. Nice. Stuff's drying pretty fast already. There we go. Let's go ahead and leave that sit. Looks pretty damn good already. I do see there's a little dent right there. There's just a little dinging right there. That would be where the R sits. You probably would never notice that when the lettering's on. And right here needs a little bit of something. And then there's a little spot there with a little teeny thing of the old primer kind of poking up. I'll sand that off. And little itty bitty tiny little ding right there. This is just going to take some spot putty to fill those things in. Before I paint this with the white color, I'll sand those little spots down and put some spot putty on there and smooth them out. I think it'll be good. Looks good. That's what it takes. Paint cars with Rust-Oleum. When I do the car, when I do the whole thing, I'm gonna mix it and put some thinner in the quart, you know, that type of stuff. And I bought a spray gun, and I'm gonna go ahead and spray it, and then see how that works. See if I can do that. And let me get you over on the other car here for a minute, and I want to show you something else I did on that one. So, okay, here's what it looks like. I could see that I sanded that nose all the way down to the metal. The rest of it, it's just got, you know, it's got a rust coat on it, but I've sanded it, and with both the big wheels and the orbital sander and stuff, it's going to be fine. Like I said, I put 2-3 coats of heavy rust primer on it and wet sand it. It'll be just ducky. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll get back to you here in a bit when I paint it. Alright guys, well, I got it all sanded down. As good as I think it needs to be. I'm going to brush it off here now and then wipe it down with some alcohol. Clean it all up, and then it's warm enough today. I'm going to shoot it with the heavy that heavy rust primer that Rust-Oleum makes. I've used that on a lot of stuff, and that primer stuff works good. It covers stuff up, and you can lay it on pretty thick, and then just kind of when I get around to painting it, I just got to wet sand it down, and it'll look good. I had some problems here. The nose of this hood and up along here, there was it looks like they skim coated it. So somebody must have repainted this car at one time, I'm assuming. It had primer, thick primer, a white skim coat, and then another, probably the factory primer underneath that. So I had to actually get out the old big guns over there and and had a sanding disc on it to get this stuff off here, but there's nothing wrong with it. So I don't know what they went to the trouble of skim coating part of it and doing all that, but I guess if you're a body guy, you do all that stuff. I don't do it because I'm not a body guy. This is the best I can do right here. My back's killing me. I just don't have the patience. I don't know what it is. I just can't put all of it into the body work to make it look perfect. So I got to do some body work on my other two cars. I'm going to have to find somebody to do it. At least do the body work, and I'll paint it. I want to learn how to paint. So I bought a new paint gun and stuff, and I'm gonna try to paint. I want to paint that car myself and see how it turns out. And then if it turns out okay, and I get somebody to fix up the body stuff on my other Fairlane, and there's two little spots on my Pinto I need to do. If I can get, I think there's a guy down the road here that does body work. I talked to him before, and he told me he's like done his cars and they all look nice. So yeah, and I think he's retired and stuff. So maybe I can get him to work on them here later on this year, and when it gets nice and warm out, I can go ahead and paint those too. But I'll get you in here a little bit. Let you see what this looks like, and then I'm going to go ahead and just sweep it down. Use some alcohol on it, leave it sit out here for about another hour or so, bring the paint inside the house so it warms up good, and I think we'll be good. Morning everybody, Dale here. Welcome back to another episode from Scrapyard Rescue. I know it's been a couple of weeks, but like I've kind of said before, I'm working outside, and I gotta only do what I can do in the weather. So it's supposed to be 50 degrees the next couple days, sunshine. I'm gonna try to get some stuff done. So the first thing I'm working on today is I got this hood that I got off of those Sport Coupe parts I bought a month or two ago. This is a perfectly good hood, nothing wrong with it, and what I decided to do is I'm going to clean this hood up, repaint it, get it all painted up nice, and then I'm going to swap it out with Fairlane #1 over there. The reason I'm doing that is I kind of had a change of plan. On that car, that I put that hood scoop on it and stuff like that, and I just thought that was cool at the time. And the other thing on it is this little hole in the hood here, where the original hood emblem fits on that car. Somebody had drilled it out, and they put like a hood emblem that was on it, was like from a Lincoln or something. It was different. It looked okay, but it wasn't right. Well, this one, the hole is correct still, and I have the hood emblem. Well, actually, I got a couple of them. I got that one. I got another one. But I thought, as long as I got those like brand new bumpers over there to put on that car, now it changes the whole picture of the car. It's like okay, now maybe you should quit hot rodding it and put it back to like original and make it look really cool. So that's my new plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand this hood down, clean it up, paint the hood, and then I'll swap hoods, and then that other hood I'll just have around, and I don't know, maybe if I feel like putting a hood scoop back on it, I'll put it on, or maybe I'll take the hood scoop off and patch the holes that I had to drill and clean it up, and just, you know, have another extra hood in case you never know when you're going to get in a wreck or something. But anyways, that's what I'm going to do with that. And talking about the plan, I've learned that you know, I'm not like the guy. Well, maybe I am. He always talks about how he doesn't have a plan. You know, what's the plan? I don't know. I don't have one. Well, I never really have a plan either. I just kind of do stuff what I feel like that day, and then like now I change my mind later and go back and redo it. So I'm always doing shit like that. Well, I'm thinking maybe it's better to have a plan. Maybe sit down when you get a car and get yourself a notebook and just start writing stuff down. Write down what your ideas are for the car. Do some research. Find out what you want to do, what you want it to look like. Look at other cars around. See, like, oh, I like that color, or oh, I like what they did here, or you know, they did that. I know, like some of the guys, they take the side trim off these cars and paint them up without the trim, and that looks really cool. So, you know, I think it's better to have a plan, and then just go down your plan and check things off, and then eventually you're going to get done with the car, you know, pretty much, maybe, instead of just going like back and forth all the time. You know, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. See, I'm not a real good at planning stuff. I just kind of go nilly-willy, and if I get bored or something, I just quit doing it and go do something else. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get working on this. I'm not going to show you me sanding and grinding. I sanded off the front of this already here. I don't know how good you can see it in here. It had some of the gray or bluish paint on it. So I got this, ooh, it's pretty dirty. I got the front cleaned up. I'm just going to finish that up and then get this cleaned up. I don't think... There is a possibility I might be able to just spray it with some primer this afternoon. If it gets up to 50 and the sun is like right there and it's going to shine right on this hood, it could heat the hood up enough. I'm just using Rust-Oleum paint. That's what I painted all these cars with, and it works out good. And I'll put the rust primer on here, and then when I get around to gonna paint it, you know, I'll wet sand it down and smooth it out, you know, and shoot the paint on it. So I'm going to go ahead and keep going on this, and when I get done with that, I'll get you back in here and kind of show you what it looks like, and then we'll move on to something else. Now that the weather's nice, I got lots of stuff I want to do. You know, I hate just sitting in the house when it's 50 degrees out. For a lot of you people, you probably think that's cold, but for me, it's nice. So I'll get back with you here pretty soon when I get this all sanded down, and we're going to go from there.